I'm Connor, and this is the Dark Dive, Forensic Files. Today we examine the meticulous science of death investigation. We are stripping away the assumptions to reveal exactly why, when, and how modern autopsies are performed. This is the painstaking process of unearthing the profound truths hidden within the human body long after life has ceased.
Our investigation follows a strict, chronological life cycle. We will explore the search for answers, forensic and clinical pathways, the external examination, the internal dissection, and finally, reconstitution and closure. We move from the legal thresholds of investigation to the physical gathering of evidence, concluding with the ultimate restoration of the body. The primary aim of any autopsy is to definitively determine the cause, mode, and manner of death. It requires evaluating any underlying diseases or traumatic injuries that preceded a person's final moment. It is a clinical pursuit to identify previously unnoticed conditions, perhaps an infectious disease or exposure to hazardous materials, conditions that may have endangered the individual and that could still silently endanger the living. The necessity of this procedure extends far beyond the realm of criminal investigation. Historically, systematic reviews of clinical autopsies reveal a startling fact. In roughly 25% of cases, a major diagnostic error is uncovered. This means a critical condition was completely unsuspected before the patient died. Without this final, crucial examination, vital medical knowledge would be permanently buried, and preventative measures for future patients would remain undiscovered.
Not all autopsies serve the exact same purpose. The circumstances surrounding a death strictly dictate the specific pathway a postmortem examination will follow.
A forensic autopsy focuses entirely on legal questions. It is mandated by the state to investigate violent, suspicious, or sudden deaths. Pathologists seek evidence of trauma and secure toxicological data to determine if a crime actually occurred. A clinical autopsy, on the other hand, requires the consent of the next of kin. It seeks to understand underlying pathological processes, clarify complex medical diagnoses, and maintain rigorous standards of care within hospitals. In these clinical settings, microscopic findings provide highly precise timelines. For instance, in cases of stroke, analyzing cellular changes in brain tissue can establish a biological clock. The emergence of eosinophilic neurons, or the sudden development of cavitation, tells the pathologist exactly how long a patient suffered from cerebral infarction prior to death. At a microscopic level, the body keeps an uncompromising record of time.
Long before the internal investigation begins, the physical procedure commences the exact moment the body is received. It is immediately secured in a sterile evidence sheet or a dedicated body bag, effectively isolating it from any external contamination.
This external examination is deliberate and incredibly methodical. The body is extensively photographed, documenting the exact position of any clothing. Trace evidence is meticulously secured from the skin and hair. Pathologists often utilize ultraviolet light to locate hidden residues, flakes of paint, or bodily fluids invisible to the naked eye. Paper sacks might be placed over the hands to preserve gunshot residue or DNA trapped beneath the fingernails. Only after this fragile evidence is secured is the body undressed, cleaned, weighed, and measured.
To transition to the internal phase, a rubber brick known as a head block is placed beneath the shoulders to elevate the chest. This action hyperflexes the neck and arches the spine backward, preparing the trunk for maximum exposure.
Pathologists utilize highly precise incisions to open the body cavity, extending all the way down to the pubic bone while carefully avoiding any existing surgical scars. A Y-shaped or single vertical incision provides access to the thoracic and abdominal regions. Because cardiac function has ceased, blood pressure is entirely absent. This means bleeding from these deep incisions is surprisingly minimal. The sternum is then detached with shears to expose the heart and lungs in their natural position, leaving the delicate pericardial sac completely undisturbed.
Once the chest cavity is fully open, the organs must be extracted for detailed analysis. Pathologists may utilize the Latoul technique, which is an en masse evisceration method. In this procedure, all internal organs are removed together as one large, continuous mass. This preserves the exact anatomical relationships and vascular connections between the viscera, allowing for uninterrupted, comprehensive study. Alternatively, the Gone method allows the organs to be dissected out in distinct functional blocks. This targeted approach utilizes blunt dissection and traction, enabling the pathologist to meticulously inspect, weigh, and sample tissue from specific organ systems. The stomach and intestinal contents are also weighed and carefully analyzed to track the passage of food. This provides vital clues about the exact time of death.
To access the brain, an incision is made across the crown of the head, hidden carefully behind the ears. The scalp is pulled away in flaps, and a reciprocating saw is used to breach the skull. The brain is severed from the spinal cord and cranial nerves, then lifted out. Because brain tissue is incredibly fragile, it must be submerged in a 15% formaldehyde solution for weeks. This preserves and firms the organ before final sectioning and microscopic analysis can take place.
The autopsy process does not simply end with the extraction of organs and the recording of pathology. The vital, final step is the methodical and respectful restoration of the human remains.
Unless legally retained for further microscopic or toxicological investigation, the organs are placed in a sealed bag and returned to the body cavity, which has been lined with absorbent material. The sternum is carefully replaced. The chest flaps are pulled together and meticulously sutured. The skull cap is realigned, and the scalp is sewn securely back into place. Finally, the body is wrapped in a shroud. It is restored to a state of dignity, ensuring the deceased may be viewed by their family without revealing the extensive nature of the examination.
As we've seen, the human body keeps an uncompromising record of its final moments, etched into its very cells. The question remains, are we always prepared for the profound truths the dead leave behind? Thank you for listening to this episode of The Dark Dive Forensic Files. If you want to hear more episodes of The Dark Dive, please make sure to like and subscribe.